Hey everyone, it's me and the Game Nerds here bringing you my review for Hunter x Hunter chapter 341. Now, it is so good to say those words, Hunter x Hunter chapter 341, because for like 2 years they weren't real. Well, they technically were, but I mean the chapter itself wasn't real. It was only something we could hope that actually could be written. And now that it's out after 2 years, we finally get, well, 1 year for me since I only caught up to the series a year ago. But yeah, glad to see it return since Hunter x Hunter is my favorite manga. And yeah, let's get into it, which I'm going to get this out of the way. Am I the only one thinking that someone else besides Togashi Yoshihiro actually fucking drew this chapter? Because when I was reading, I'm like, okay, who did this and what they did with Togashi? Like, I'm looking at the first page of the chapter, and you see, like, it's actually decently drawn. I'm like, wow, Togashi, wow, if this was like Togashi's old skills, it would look like a bunch of scribbles. I'm like, maybe for his grand return, he decided, you know what, I might actually draw a good the chapter decently for once. So yeah, and maybe he decided to take art lessons in between the 2 years, which hope that's the case in like chapter 342, 343, 345, 350 are all nicely drawn, like this one was. But they aren't going to be, they aren't. But yeah, let's now get to the review. This chapter was mainly a setup chapter, like we're building up more and more to the Dark Continent. Like, a few things. In the beginning of the chapter, we go through this research facility. Like, this one guy's getting like a tour of his first day on the job, and we even see like the gate to the Dark Continent and how the gatekeeper particularly hates rude people, and in fact they even he even says that they have no choice but to open and get into the Dark Continent to retrieve things on research, and they find some interesting things, like they just find some what looks like some disturbing and creepy ass shit. And those like things like what appears to be human body parts that barely like look unrecognizable. And then another thing they find is a hunter that went in there, like, I think it was said to be 50 years. He went in there 50 years ago, and how it's like, it looks like his body has been burnt. His eyelids are completely open. It's just, he barely looks human, like, and it makes me wonder, like, what does going to the Dark Continent do for you? Like, how messed up of a place it is. And then we jump to the Celiacs, and they get word that they actually that Netero doesn't want his son going into the Dark Continent, and he wants the Celiacs to go in there and retrieve things before he does, which I find, like, why does he want the Celiacs to go in there and not be on Netero? Maybe like the Dark Continent has some sort of secret that Isaac didn't want Beyond to know. That could be the thing, like the meaning of his birth, like if he was like a clone, or if his mother was from the Dark Continent, like something that would probably just completely shock him, and something that he probably is better off without learning. That, in my opinion, is the best case. Then they're all deciding what they should do. Like, they should put together an expedition team to go into the Dark Continent, and one of the members suggests just to get the only guy they know to crazy enough to more so follow Netero's wishes, and that is Gene Freaks. Which, saying that, like, that line right there is making me thinking that perhaps Netero was like an idol to Gene, like he respected him, like perhaps the stories he heard of Netero was what actually wanting him to become a hunter. That is a bit of a theory I have. And then the chapter more so ends with Beyond Netero arriving at the Celiac's place and says, can you get in touch with C5 for me and tell him that I've captured Beyond Netero. And then he says, so how about give or take? And what I think this might be is the fact that he wants the Zodiacs to come with him to the Dark Continent, and afterwards he'll let the Zodiacs capture him. That could be that is what I could think. And I am curious to know, like, I'm curious to know, like, what he's after. And yeah, overall, this was a great setup chapter for Hunter x Hunter. It gave us some hints towards things. It gave us towards possibilities. It is building up more and more to the Dark Continent. I am looking forward to seeing what it has in store. And hopefully it lives up to the hype. But hopefully this arc is on par with the Chimera Ant arc. But yeah, overall, great chapter. This was mainly a setup chapter, but well done setup. Very, very dialogue heavy. And yeah, overall, great chapter, which I'm just going to point out this ironic thing. I love how, like, when the news came out that Hunter x Hunter would be returning a couple weeks ago, and the ad showing Jump said he's back, and it was a picture of Gon, and yet Gon wasn't even in this chapter. And what if he's not, like, in the next few chapters? That I find would be completely hilarious. But it could also mean that Togashi is back. And yeah, overall, great chapter of Hunter x Hunter. What are your guys' thoughts on it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you somewhere in the middle? If you guys like this video, leave it a like. If you dislike it, leave it a dislike. If you want to see more videos like this, such me. Yeah, anyways, I'm MA Gamer, signing out. Peace.